Hello and good day. It's the last one before you have the lunch break. So I've brought you two things with me from Vienna. I tell you one story which is true and the other one which is a nearly true story, which is the longer one. The true story is more or less that we co-founded Firstbird 7 years ago, and we dig deep really into the topic of employee referrals, because we believe sincerely what we have experienced as recruiters in our own life is that the employees are very much aware who might be the really good next candidate out there. And what we have also experienced that a lot of the referral programs we have seen, we did ourselves, did not work out the way we have experienced it or we wished it for. And therefore, we came together a couple of years ago and thought to build something little small thing what might help and organize the referral structure of a lot of organization, which is that little yellow bird behind me. And that's the true story, huh? And the nearly true story is told by Mr. Finch, and this is about three people I want to present today. This is Mark, Sophie, and John. Let's assume Mark just came home from an international assignment in the TA and recruiting world in the UK, and he relocated back to Budapest, and he's one of those talent acquisition and recruiting managers who are really into the new tech stack. So he wants to really know what's the next innovation there and is looking for digitalizing a lot of the things which have been manual out there. Sophie is working in a retail store, and she seems to be a really nice person. Huh? And the thing what you will hear then is also what she is not really liking about the job, and we will come to that in a minute. And then there's our dear friend John. John seems a little bit from the generation millennial, and he's super happy at his job. And let's see how this plays out in our little story. So Sophie, she seems a very nice person. She has 3 kids at home, and she really likes her job. He likes her colleague, but when the boss arrives, her mood changes a bit. And this is something where she really is having troubles and experiencing on a day-to-day basis. And that's also something what Gallup research shows quite on a continuous baseline, that more than 2/3 of the people are not actively engaged in their job. And that's actually all about Sophie. But what the good thing is about Sophie, that what we also know is that she's currently not actively looking into a new position, because she has a family at home, she has a good base salary, and she is, right now, the pain is not that big to change. The good thing is that John lives in the next street to Sophie, and they know each other privately from some barbecue parties. And John knows that Sophie is not that happy in her current job. So he's working right now in the IT retail industry and knows Sophie is quite a good fit to their organization. And what he is doing, as he's one of those social media kids out there, he's spending on a day-to-day basis 144 minutes on social media. That's the average number we all spend on a day-to-day basis. If you want what this means to you for your own life, that you spend 6 years and 8 months on your smartphones. So think about it, how much you spend. So where John spends his time is generally on different social media channels out there. So, and one of those where he has also a lot of contacts, generally we believe that John has more than 500 friends on all those media, is obviously Firstbird, and where then the story continues. And this is something where Mark's greatest threat from the talent acquisition perspective is coming into play. His greatest threat, what he learned, is to attract new talent. And what he has also learned, because he believed in the power of networks and that the employees might be a really good recruiting channel, is that he introduced a referral program based on one fact. He knows that 70% of the candidates prefer to speak with their colleagues and not exactly with the recruiters before they apply. So that's a really big stake of the network you could more or less reach out. Therefore, he believes that if the employees go out as little headhunters and recruiters, he can get new talent to attract in the referral program. So he did that a couple of months ago when he came back, but he faced more or less 5 challenges around that. whenever there is a new vacation out there, he wanted actually that the employees get back to him with new referrals. So the problem is a lot of the times people even don't know that there is a referral program, and a lot of times people are not aware what about and what are the new jobs out there. As well as when the new employees are onboarded, especially in the retail industry, we have seen a lot of turnover, which is hard then to grasp, to build a network. The other thing is, a lot of times recruiters need to push and inform employees about what happens to the referral. So I'm an employee, I'm super interested, what happens to my referral? And sometimes, and oftentimes that's a black box. So I send a referral in and I exactly don't know what happens afterwards. And that's getting frustrating. So what Mark has seen is more or less a decrease in the activity rate. It's quite complicated to handle that for bigger decentralized organizations. And the main point, and that's also what we have when we started to create Firstbird, is that the lack of appreciation is the key indicator what we believe makes the network going. And I come there in a minute. And of course, GDPR is all over us, and that needs to be taken care as well. So let's get back to Mark's only hope, which is, again, John. So John opens his mobile phone, clicks on Firstbird, gets his new jobs pushed directly on her smartphone, and can scroll around and sees what kind of jobs are out there. And he's now thinking to which job she might refer Sophie. And he thinks that this phone mobile operator might be the perfect fit for Sophie. So he just clicks on WhatsApp in Firstbird and sends a direct link of the job of the phone shop manager to Sophie. Sophie is happily surprised to receive the new job information from John. She scrolls around it, sees a little video of the company, and thinks on her smartphone that she actually wants to apply quite quickly. So she does that directly on her smartphone. And when she applied, this gets back to our friend John, who is then informed that Sophie has applied via her WhatsApp link. And to support Sophie in the referral process, he can add some valuable feedback. So he might not write that they know each other from barbecue, but maybe working from Starbucks, and that she really believes, he really believes that she might be a perfect fit for that new position in his organization. So then the recruiter also sees that and has a good first impression, okay, there they know each other, and that might be really someone with experience already in the retail store. And I can do that also directly in a referral part, so that's more or less what John is making here. And the good thing is John is being up to date about the status of the referral and also when he will get a reward there. And this slide is also important where we push also, we say then through the app also thank you to a lot of other things, and that's now switching to more or less my main point, what I wanted to share with you is that generally what we see in a lot of referral programs is that you say thank you with a monetary reward when the hire is done. And it might be then paid out after a probation period, a little bit later. And that's not very motivating, and that's not stable to keep a referral program highly active. And what we have seen is, and that's one of the things our customer in the retail industry across Europe have been doing, they are thinking in complete different ways. So what they started is to make little challenges based not only on the hires, but also how active they have been sharing jobs and generating candidates, and not only the result in the end. One of the biggest German retail organizations, they bought a car for 30,000 euros that the best talent scout of the quarter, who generated the most points, is able to drive with full gas for 3 months. The other thing is the white shoe is done by McDonald's. So they thought of engaging quite a young target group. They have branded 20 sneakers, and the best 20 within a month, they receive that on top on their hires, what they have been or they might be successful. Again, a parking lot could be also an idea that the best referee is able to park next to a manager. And Lidl in Austria, they did a challenge around the best talent scout of the year, who generated the most points, and they were able to drive with the shopping cart in their stores and then pack everything what they got in 1 minute for free, and they went out of that. So and you think out, I think there are much more creative ways of saying thank you, but you need to be based not only on the hire, but think of getting the activity of your referrals, because they not always are right, but they might be really good brand ambassadors out. And the other one, what we have seen, what I just clicked a bit, let's go back, also is a lot of times the referral reward is set by the organization. So let's assume you have 200 euros or 50 euros. But we believe give employees a choice that they can choose what kind of rewards they might be interested. For managers, money is not relevant. They might donate that to a healthcare organization or somewhere else. But for employees, they might choose a reward which is monetary, or a Zalando or Spotify or Netflix voucher. What's in their interest? And so we believe also to increase the engagement, give them a choice what kind of rewards they really prefer. It might be money, it might be different else. And this is also something what steers the activity up. What we have seen, that you're able to increase the referral rate by a number to 2 to 3. So we work, in the last 2 slides, I share some of the numbers, some of the organization we work. They're more European-based. Some of the organizations we are talking right now also are from the Central and Eastern European markets. The only thing what we know, referral programs, what we have implemented works better in Hungary than in the German-speaking areas. Huh? I don't know why, but it's somehow we believe in. And what you've seen, this is more or less some of the average rates there, what you can also expect. And that's more or less the end of my story. Hopefully this was the last thing you want to take out today before you go and leave the place here, that the former university, what I've heard, which now relocated to Vienna. Thanks a lot for your attention, and have a good day there.